So Graham Potter's out, Nuno Espirito Santo is in, but what does this actually mean for West Ham? We're going to break it down. It's Talking Hammers. Let's do this. So, from temporary face swaps in memes to a permanent face swap on the sideline, Potter's era ends not with a bang, but with a whimper, really. I mean, let's be honest, it never really got going, did it? A good first half against Villa in the first game, some flash in the pan moments against Arsenal and Fulham. It's hard to remember the good points, really. There's so few of them. Fans were initially really excited, but that didn't really last. I think when you look back at Potter's career successes, they're all long-term projects. You just don't get that time at the big clubs. Results need to be a priority from day one. That might sound obvious, but smaller clubs give you more time. The only way you extend your stay at the likes of Chelsea and West Ham is winning football matches. His big mistake probably was thinking he could build something long-term at a club that is run with short-sighted vision. Now, that lies with the ownership. We know, we've spoken about that loads recently, but at the end of the day, you do need to win games as a manager, and then you get a chance to build the long-term vision. In his last press conference on Friday, Potter said these words.
So every job is hard. In terms of this job, I mean, I think whether it's any hard, you don't know how things are before you go in, and then you have to look, and then you have to once you're in, then you make your assessment. But from the outside, I thought this was going to be a challenge, and that's why I took the job.
When he left Chelsea, he said it was the perfect storm for disaster or something like that. What he walked into at West Ham was worse. A squad that was built for no one, no identity on the pitch, a fractured dressing room, and a fan base losing its love for the club. Now, when we appointed him, a Chelsea fan I know told me that he never once got angry on the sidelines. He never criticised any players during games, and he just seemed too nice. I know what he was talking about now, because you don't realise until it's happening at your club. But don't get me wrong, I don't want a lunatic on the side of the pitch, but I do want to see reaction, anger at defeat. I didn't need to watch his post-match interviews. I already knew what he was going to say. There was some positives. We need to focus on them, keep working hard.
Yeah, like I said,
he tried to fix the morale in the dressing room by bringing in a sports psychologist and never publicly slated his players, even when they couldn't mark or run properly. Continuous selection of Ward-Prowse and Rodriguez in a league that demands power and energy was just tying the knot in his rope. I said numerous times on here and on the Bobby Moore stand that I couldn't judge Potter until this season. It hasn't taken me long to come to a verdict. Shocking results, performances, bad team selection, a fouled formation that was abandoned, 4 games into the season? New goalkeeping coaches that have also been sacked, by the way. Prioritising signings in positions that probably weren't as important as like a new striker, for example. So here we are again, another new manager rolls up at Rush Green. So what can we expect from Nuno? Well, I've heard the Portuguese Moyes tag bounded about, and there's strength in that analogy, I guess. It's a counter-attacking style based on a solid defensive setup, which, when works, produces good, entertaining, winning football. But the negative side will be when it doesn't work, because we will fall into a low block. That's what many people hated during the Moyes period. He has been successful everywhere he's been. I mean, even during the short spell at Spurs, he managed to win 8 of the 17 games, which, although considered unsuccessful, let's be honest, that win rate would dwarf Potter's West Ham in terms of results. The man himself is multilingual. He speaks Portuguese, English, Spanish and French. This has always been considered a massive advantage in training multicultural squads, of which we definitely have. The system should see Bowen and Somerville excel, as they will have more space to exploit, much like and I hate to keep bringing it up, but the successful Moyes periods. We will invite teams onto us, setting traps and looking to counter the spaces behind the lines. The main question for me would be whether we have the squad to play this way. I mean, you need to defend the box well, especially from corners. Yeah, I know. There's some work to be done there. But this is vital. The best attacking counter teams have excellent defensive attributes, winning the ball from corners and attacking the team straight away. Now, positives without clutching at straws, but Nuno knows Kilman very well. He was responsible for giving him his first team debut at Wolves. And Wolves fans will tell you the Nuno period was when Kilman played his best football. He did attempt to sign Magassa for Forest in the last window, so obviously he sees him as a player that would fit into his team. You would expect him to communicate very well with the likes of Fernandes and Paquetá, and interestingly, he didn't give James Ward-Prowse much game time at Forest when he was on loan from us, did he? A player I'd expect to struggle in this sort of system these days, where winning the ball back and a quick forward-thinking mentality is essential. I do fear for Mads Hermansson, this type of keeper really doesn't suit Nuno one bit. He was signed to play in a system where there's space in front of him as a ball-playing goalkeeper. Nuno's West Ham will demand the qualities of a more traditional goalkeeper, good in the air and more of a presence, so I'd expect Areola to be between the sticks on Monday night against Everton. The other thing I might just add is the mystery that is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, he's been absent since the Chelsea match and we've been told he has a stomach bug keeping him out, but I wouldn't be surprised if that bug clears up before Monday, but hey, that's just a little hunch I have. So on to Monday, and it should be an interesting watch now. I mean, I'm told Graham Potter arrived at training 9:30 that morning to be told it was all over, so effectively, as Graham Potter was clearing his desk, his replacement was putting on his training gear. Strange club this, isn't it? So another new era begins. It's getting quite regular this, isn't it? Probably a short-term fix, but let's face it, what appointment is long-term these days? Let's get some games won. That's the most important thing now. Forget about the style of football. Let me know your opinions. Hit like, subscribe if you don't already. Some great stuff planned for the channel in the future. Thanks for all your continued support. And come on, you Irons!
Each morning time we will stand in a clearing where we're chatting loud side by side. It's true, so true. Not to part to the bride, lost together we ride. History on the feet, West Ham never dries.